Okay, we're on the south side of the house, and I don't know how much battery that I've got. So I probably should change it, but here we are, we're on the south side of the house. We've got our soffits do not have soffit vents. We've got soffitless vents above it. It's going to be kind of curious to see how this looks inside of the attic and how that application plays itself out. But those were designed for soffitless houses. These are an exception. Okay, and in this case, it might be considered a compromise. So something to take into consideration. We've got a brick house, mostly brick. We've got a little bit of hardy plank type board. This is our drain for our secondary drain line for the air conditioner. So if water's coming out that, you look out this window and you see water coming down, you know you got a problem with your evaporator, and you call the air conditioning guy out, because that's the secondary drain. That's your donut tire. So when that gets clogged up, it's going to come through your ceiling. Then this is the drain for the water heater and discharge, the pressure discharge, and it's closer to the sidewalk than 3 inches. Moving on along. Not sealed here, not sealed there. Okay, we're missing some sealants here. Moving on along, our rain gutters do not discharge far enough away from the structure. Good home inspection. So our rain gutters do not discharge, and we got a little bit of erosion right here between the meter and the southeast corner of the garage. So rain gutters do not discharge far enough away, and you can see the ground is pulling away right there a little bit. Got a little cut stone right in here, and we got just a little bit of separation between the cut stone and the mortar on this corner right here. Moving on along, our light fixture should have been sealed to help prevent moisture infiltration into the structure. Okay, moving on along. Of course, this is our garage. This is also part of the exterior, but we've pretty much covered that with a door opener. We pretty much covered that with the plumbing and the water heater and the electric service panel. So we pretty much covered that. Here we go along, more cut stone around our front portico. Now our rain gutter right here, it's nice that we've got kickouts, but our rain gutter butt ends, there's supposed to be a 1-inch gap right there to keep the water from coming down into the brick, causing the water to come down this way. You got kickout flashing, it tilts, everything is fine, but the butt ends are too close. The butt ends are too close around the front portico. This vent right here is your fresh air induction vent, because this is a tight house and it's a high efficiency energy air conditioning system. And so we got to bleed in, we got to introduce some fresh air every so often, and it goes through your system, and that's what that vent is for. So it's not supposed to be clogged up either. So, because I'm seeing some bird dookie under here, and so if swallows or something, for some reason some animal likes that, that needs to be open. That's your fresh air. That's your fresh air. Now, I might not agree with this. Okay, it comes with a rubbery back gasket on it. So that's ring, that's aftermarket. This is higher than 24 inches from the ceiling. So we should have kick-out flashing, not kick-out flashing, Z-bar flashing, a little cat flashing over the top of this rail right here. And again, it's pretty much protected, cause and effect, but I don't write the rules. I'm not calling it out on the other windows because they're closer to the ceilings than 24 inches. So I'm not calling it out on the patio door because it's like, this is not labeled GFCI. It's supposed to be labeled GFCI. It works. We'll go reset it. Okay, it's supposed to be labeled GFCI. For better or worse, sometimes the cure is worse than the ill, but there's no Z-bar flashing right there. Where do termites live? On the ground. Huh. What do they eat? Dead wood? Oh. Well, what's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. It's called a clue. That's how you get termites. You're inviting them over. A tree shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to the structure. Okay. Trees shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to the structure to allow for root growth. And those roots will be sucking the moisture outside, out from your foundation. You're supposed to have a consistent, even amount of foundation around your slab foundation. This tree this close, those roots will go over there. They'll start robbing your moisture that you need. And while they're doing that, they're growing, and they're going to grow bigger. That's a tree too, right there. That little skinny thing over there. He's going to grow up. He's going to grow up pretty darn tall. And so what's going to happen is that the roots are going to be pushing your foundation. They're going to be robbing the water from your foundation, and then the branches are going to be rubbing your roof. They're going to be rubbing your building and causing you trouble. Now, I get it. I can look up and down the street. This is probably a homeowners association thing. Every single house has a tree right here and another little tree right there, or a nice big ornamental bush. So I get the uniformity. I get that you might not be able to do anything about it, but that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it right. We've had some drainage issues over here in the past, and it looks like it's acting a little better now. Water's coming out and away. Okay, so this design at this point got a little more erosion. Got a little more erosion right here, dry cracking. And then see that crack on the corner? Those are called shrinkage cracks. For various reasons, these materials expand and contract at different rates, and the pressure comes out at the corner. Now, if that pops out, it might be a brick issue that's going to hold your brick up. I'm looking at the foundation. The tree's too close to the foundation. I'm looking at the foundation. I'm going to say something, but that's really more of a brick issue. That's really not a foundation issue. And if we were doing a wood-destroying insect or termite inspection, and that crack right there, I would call that conducive to wood-destroying insects, because termites can crawl up inside that crack and get inside of your structure. That's not a foundation issue. It's maybe a termite issue, okay? It may eventually be a brick issue, but there we go. There's our water over here. We got, what was it, 60 psi? I'll have to check the picture, but we had enough water pressure. Rain gutter does not discharge water far enough away from the structure. These are called control joints. Alright? Some people call them expansion joints. Call them what you will. We have them out there in the street. Why? Because we expect this to move. You can't have this much brick in North Texas and not expect it to move. So these control joints, if you will, expansion joints, or whatever you want to call them, okay, they absorb the pressure so that you don't get those crazy cracks. We're trying to keep those crazy cracks from going between your brick and mortar. And you may still get them, but that's what these are there for. And they're supposed to be serviced, okay? Every couple years you want to go around, like the electric receptacle over there when I did the condensing unit. We're going to do the condensing unit, or is it the condensing unit, or was I doing the electrical? But you know, you want to go along and make sure that your sealant is taken care of, all right? Because brick is porous. That's why we have weep holes. That's why we have weep holes. Most of the time, the only thing you're going to see come out of here is vapor. You're not going to see it. You won't see anything come out of here. Most of the time, it's only going to be vapor. If you have an event, I hope you don't have an event. I've had an event. I know how it feels, but water will come out of these. Water will come out of these. So but most of the time you want, if you service this, maybe you won't see any water coming out of that. Moving on along. I wasn't able to see this house being built, so I don't know whether this column has a stand under it or not. It might have a stand under it, it might not. Okay? So the stand would help moisture from wicking up into the wood and rotting it. These are all less than 24 inches, so I said the front porch needed a Z-bar flashing, but these don't. You know, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to write it up and let y'all fight it out. Double pane vinyl frame windows, rain gutter around most of the house. Got some soaker hoses out here. We got another, some people call these corner pops. Corner pops, corner pops. There's a shrinkage crack on the corner right there. It just needs to be sealed. It's a termite issue. Rain gutter's too close. I guess the water works here. We'll come find out. Yeah, we got water. And this is our lawn sprinkler lawn irrigation lawn sprinkler system. That's the weather sensor right there. I can't believe I had this much battery left. That's awesome. Well, let's just keep going. Over here we've got a retaining wall. and it looks like it might be about 5 or 6 feet, something like that. And the retaining wall, now this might be a community thing because it goes all the way down the street, or it might be your thing. I don't know who owns this retaining wall. Usually the people, whoever's yard is retaining, is responsible for the retaining wall. Now a retaining wall, okay, you take a 45-degree angle. If a retaining wall is further away from the structure than twice its height, so let's just say that's 10 feet. So come over here, if it's 20 feet from the structure, and it's not 10 feet, okay? But if it's this far from the structure, it's not going to have any immediate effect on the structure. It's beyond the scope of this inspection.